What's up, people? Welcome to George Orwell's 1984. Another Groundhog Day in this crazy world we're living in at the moment, where censorship is becoming the norm, free speech is getting attacked on all sides, and the freedom of expression and the freedom of opinion is starting to be majorly fucked with by the elites in the world that don't want the truth being spoken. Even I see it. Like I said, I've made a couple of videos about my videos getting censored on TikTok. I've got 155 followers as of today, so I'm basically nobody. I don't have a very large Twitter following. My YouTube channel just started. I just started this game. And I'm really nobody to be feared. I don't have a giant influence, and yet they're already coming after me. So that shows how worried they are and how scared they are of anyone speaking out and telling the truth. And they're starting to clamp down on free speech. And especially in America at the moment, it's going to be very, very bad. The American elites, the US elites control the social media platforms. And so therefore, since we're running up to the 2024 election, they are at risk of losing their power. And so the censorship will be ramped up on these platforms that they have control of. And just for everybody to know, right now, Twitter is a free speech platform, and Rumble is also a free speech video platform that is a competitor to YouTube. It's relatively new. In Germany, you can't get it on the Android App Store because they've blocked it, though Apple still has it available. And with a VPN, you can, of course, get around that. And the website, by the way, in Germany, rumble.com, is still available, so you don't need the app. You can just go to the website and log in there. You can still get on it, even without a VPN. But there are alternatives coming out to help people continue to express their freedom of speech, their freedom of opinion. But it's going to be more and more difficult. I mean, in Germany, for example, there are people that have gone to jail over expressing their opinion, whether that was turned out to be true and right about COVID. There are still people tied up in court trying to fight fines and jail time and all kinds of stuff about that. Some German dude in 2022, I'm going to make a video about him, can't think of his name right now, also got 40 days in prison and a $2,000 fine, 2,000 euro fine for speaking out against the German government's support for Ukraine. Also is something that the elites don't want people talking about. They don't want people having that opinion, apparently, and so they're trying to make it illegal, and in some cases the courts are backing them up. These are all very dangerous things, and they're designed, the reason why not everybody is getting thrown in jail about speaking out against Ukraine, like Sarah Wagenknecht and stuff like that, because these censorship movements and these social movements to shut people up, they're designed to scare people off. They're designed to scare people into self-censoring. And since our voices are getting taken away on social media platforms where we have the ability to speak to millions of people, thousands of people, and those voices are getting shut down, that makes it so that the people have no choice. Listen carefully. We have no choice but to start speaking out in our everyday lives. Not on camera, not necessarily on camera, in our everyday lives, at the grocery store, at your children's schools, to your neighbors, to your so-called friends, to your so-called family. And I think that it's time to start pushing back and fighting and standing for truth and reality. Everybody that is trying to bend reality to their will, rather than living in reality, you have no choice. It's like gravity. You cannot escape it. You know what I'm saying? If you jump off a building, you're going to fucking hit the ground harder than you want. That's a fact. There's no way around it. You can't pretend your way around it. And you can't pretend your way around reality either, unless everybody in society is willing to play along. This is part of the trans thing. You know what I'm saying? The trans thing, the reason why everybody's so pissed off about the trans thing and where everybody's pushing back against it is because the trans thing is not just letting people live their lives and then us allowing them to live their lives. No, they are trying to force you to check out of reality and live in their delusion. And that's where the line gets crossed. People who are not living in reality or refuse to live in reality and are also trying to force you to live in their delusion those people need to be stopped, and we need to speak out against them, and we also must expel them from our lives. It's just that simple. Anybody in my family or friends or circle of influence that is running around talking about men can menstruate and men can have children and, you know, there's more than two sexes and all this crazy nonsense shit that we all know is complete and utter bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's totally not true. We all know it. We all fucking know it. And if you don't know it, you literally are a retard. You are literally a fucking dumb shit. So we all know it. And yet there are people choosing to play along with it, and they are fucking up society by doing so. We cannot allow it to happen. So if there's somebody in my circle of influence that I can have a normal conversation with, that I can have a debate with, and in the end we choose to disagree on certain things, but maybe agree on some things, that's great. I love that. All for it. All for it. But if I've got people in my circle of influence, my family, my friends, the people I know, that just refuse to see reality, that in which we can't even agree that what is real, what is a woman, you know, all this totally obvious shit, then those people are basically, I'm done with them. You know what I'm saying? They're off my Facebook list, they're off my fucking Twitter list, they're not my friends anymore, I don't see them as family anymore, they're out, that's it, that's the end. Because there is no common ground with those people. So basically, I don't waste minutes of precious life on people that basically mean nothing to me. And people that just can't see reality, which, I'm actually saying that wrong. They can see reality, they just refuse to accept it. Then with those people, I can't move forward in life, and so they must be moved out of my way, and I do just that, and I would recommend to everybody else to do just that also. Of course, there are some people that get a pass. My parents, for example, don't see certain things the same as me, but they still see reality, and they will get a pass from me if they wander off into insanity sometimes. I can at least still set them straight. But basically everybody else, I just expel them from my existence, my life. You know, I don't waste time on those people. They're unreachable. You know, they have insulated themselves with a wall of virtual reality that we can no longer penetrate because they don't want to be living in reality. That's the problem. And, you know, part of the problem with these people that are loving the censorship and loving other people's free speech rights getting taken away, what all these woke people and the left, the people that are behind all this censorship, the people that want everybody to shut up, you know what I'm saying? Those people are forgetting one thing that's very, very important. We are still living in societies where politicians are basically slaves to the voter. I know it doesn't seem like it, but that's not their fault. That's the people's fault. The people are voting in the wrong people, either because they're not informed correctly, they're misinformed, whatever. Could be any number of things. They should get more informed. But the politicians are still, you know, they go which way the wind blows. And so we're still in the lucky position that we are able to choose these politicians, at least to a certain extent, and we're able to voice our opinions to make them move a certain way. Yet if the opinions are getting suppressed by a group of people that are loving the suppression, that are behind the suppression, that don't want truth to come out, those people are forgetting that at some point the pendulum will swing the other way and the other side will get into power, and the revenge will be swift and harsh. You know, just imagine, people who love censorship, just imagine that in Germany the AfD gets into power, or in America Trump gets into power, and every lie you fucking people tell about climate change, or every lie you people tell about COVID, or every lie you people tell about if there's two sexes or one, or men can be pregnant and all this other shit. Just imagine that you people are just wiped off the internet and you're basically shut down all the time. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. And as much as I don't really like the idea of people not having free speech, even if it's speech I don't agree with, I will revel in the day that revenge comes down on you. I just hope it doesn't go too far. But what you're doing by supporting censorship and trying to make people shut up is you are working on your own demise. Because again, at some point the pendulum swings, people, and you are going to be the next on the chopping block. Keeping your head down and shutting up is not going to save you. Speak up, speak out, do it loudly.